Hello, welcome to episode number 385 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be Raw for week 3 of July 2023, and it is the go-home show before the King of the Ring and Evolution pay-per-views this Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, we've got a big main event. Aleister Black, who will challenge Cody Rhodes for the title in 5 days' time, takes on Drew McIntyre in our main event tonight. We've also got Ludwig Kaiser against Christian. We've got Sheamus defending the Intercontinental Championship against Baron Corbin, and a whole lot more. So without any more further ado, let's jump straight into this go-home show. We kick off with Logan Paul in the ring, and he's hosting a special King and Queen of the Ring edition of Impulsive. You know, it's going to be himself and Randy Orton this Saturday, King of the Ring, and then at Evolution the following day, it's going to be Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler in the Queen of the Ring Raw final. But first, he just wants to run down, you know, why he is going to be the man who wins King of the Ring. Because he's the Maverick, you know. He's been on a roll since he's been here in WWE. For sure, he lost to Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania, but this King of the Ring tournament, he's been putting down your faves. He put down Johnny Gargano. He put down Xavier Woods. Ended Xavier Woods' childhood dream. And Randy Orton is looking for the guy from this generation who's going to have that killer instinct and that fire and determination to carry WWE. But you're looking at him, you know, the goddamn Maverick Logan Paul. Out comes Randy. And he goes, you know, kid, as much as when you first came in here, quite frankly, I'd never heard of you in my life because, you know, I'm not from this generation. I'm not a teenage boy looking up to get scammed. But I have to admit that what I've seen from you in the ring, you've been very impressive. There are a lot of people who have been doing this for 10 years who haven't gone on to this quite as quickly as you have. But I don't respect you. I don't respect a lot of the people on this roster coming up for the future, but I'm looking to find that one who will carry the mold into the next generation. And Logan Paul, you could be it, but you're, quite frankly, too much of an asshole. Now, I've had a bit of a weird thing these last couple of months, but I'm pretty sure all these people can agree that they want to see me kick your ass in Rome. And look like, well, why are we waiting until Rome, Randy? Because I look at you, I look at a fragile former great who, quite frankly, is made of glass these days. What's to say my one lucky punch doesn't put you in a retirement home for good? Okay? The legend killer, I'ma kill your legend with this right hand in Rome. And then as for Seth Rollins or LA Knight, whoever it may be, I'ma shut them up too. Now comes Bianca. She's like, boys. Now listen here, you two may be the Raw finalists and King of the Ring, but quite frankly, I'm a franchise player around here, so what I say goes, and the girl, Queen of the Ring, that's already got my name on it. You see, I beat Liberty Champion Roxy Perez, I beat Charlotte to get this far. Watch Shayna Baszler. Okay? So, if one of you two does end up being king, but there will be one bit of royalty on this brand next week, because you're looking at the the royalest member of the Raw Women's Division. Then Shayna comes out, she's like, oh, Bianca, will you just... I never thought I'd see the day where you're the one that needs shutting up by me, okay? I don't know what's happened since WrestleMania, and you and your little boy toy Montez Ford, okay? I don't really care, okay? Since I've come back here to WWE, I've made a statement. Me and Miller tearing up this tag team division, despite still never getting our tag team championship opportunity. I'm just going to throw that one out there, Dave, in case you're listening. But for now, I'm my eyes looking at you. Just looking at 6 days in Paris. I'm going to choke you out like I did 3 years ago, back when I was the champion, and you tried to step to me then. And I'm going to put you down and finally shut you up. And it's like, oh, why don't you shut me up right now, huh? And then Bianca and Shayna start brawling. And then Randy Orton and Logan Paul just sort of awkwardly watch on them, and Randy turns around. Logan Paul drops Randy Orton with one lucky punch. And he's going, gassed up, going over the top celebration, and the segment ends with Bianca and Shayna being pulled apart, and Logan Paul's music playing, and he's celebrating that he's just spun Randy Shaw, I guess. Then cut to the back, Batista's in there. And he says, so ladies and gentlemen, in 6 days' time, there will be a huge triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. It'll be Sasha Banks, Rhea Ripley, and Kairi Sane battling it out for the title. But ahead of that match, we're going to see all three in triple threat action tonight. Each woman will find a tag team partner, and we'll get a three-way women's tag team match with Sasha and her partner against Kairi and her partner against Rhea and her partner tonight. So good luck, girls. You got about 2 hours to find your perfect partner. We open the show with an 8-rated match. Rey Mysterio, he's back. We haven't seen him in a while, but he's here on Raw. Actually, haven't seen him for about a month because it was week 3 of the Go Home Show of Money in the Bank where he lost the scripts. He beats Anthony Nese 12:49 with 619. 67 for Rey, 79 for Anthony Nese. Anthony Nese actually outscores Rey, funnily enough. I guess Rey's declining. Let me just check. I imagine it will say that yeah. But yeah, Anthony Nese doing big stuff. Then after the match, the LWO get into the ring. And Rey's like, son, we're still at this. I thought at WrestleMania when I took your Cruiserweight Championship that was it between me and you. But I see you're still walking around with that douchebag, Anthony Nese, calling yourself the face of Cruiserweight Wrestling, costing me my championship because you're jealous of me. I see you with that stupid haircut. Son, I don't know what to say. I thought this was over between us, but if you want to go at it one more time, I'll happily beat your ass in front of the world. And then Dominik Mysterio's dad, it's never going to be over, okay? I've got 20 years worth of frustrations to take out on you. And Anthony Nese here, the Daivaris, Archer, the entire Nese business hate you. And then, I imagine the Daivaris and Archer Wakefield, appear behind them. And then they go, well, I see 4 of you and 5 of us, so why don't we take Rey Mysterio out for good? And then the Nese business storm the ring and start attacking Cruz, Andrade, and Rey. 5-on-3. I guess Selena's there, but she's not getting involved in fighting. When out from the crowd jumps a man in a hoodie. We can't see his face. And he's got a sock full of quarters, I guess. And he slides into the ring and he starts whipping the ass of the Daivari brothers with this sock of quarters. And then Anthony Nese, Dominik, and Archer Wakefield all turn around. And then Archer charges at him and this guy slams Archer down. And Dominik and Anthony Nese retreat. And Rey, Cruz, Andrade, and Cena sort of look on in confusion at this guy, who then takes his hood down to reveal he is a man by the name of Jorge Santana. Or just Santana, as you probably know him. Who's randomly come to the aid of Rey here tonight. He's got a poor rated gimmick, okay, whatever. But he's here. Santana, his contract came up, and, I just thought he's the sort of guy that I wouldn't mind booking. So I signed him, and here he is. Santana's here, and he's come to the aid of the LWO. But who sent him? Ooh. We then get My Wrestling Academia. They're sat on the couch in their room. Sensei's all upset. And they're all comforting them. And Manny's like, quite frankly, we were all jobbers for the longest time, so I guess losing a title match is still a step up, I guess. And Sensei goes, well, I see what you're trying to do, Manny, but I had him beat. And he cheated. He used that championship to his advantage. Because he has the champion's advantage. And if I just get one more go, one more shot at scripts, I can take him out. And Dio goes, well, Sensei, you kind of blew it. I've got to be real. Unless we offer something up in return, then I doubt he's going to give you a second chance. And Sarray steps up. She goes, what if we put the pendant on the line? And they'll sort of look at Sarray like, no, we can't do this again. Okay, we can't do this again. And then we hear a knock at the door. Like, oh, I wonder who that could be. And Kyrie walks in. And I imagine, like, because it's My Wrestling Academia, I imagine when they're speaking, there's Japanese subtitles. But then when people speak Japanese, there are English subtitles. So then we just see Kyrie and Sarray talk to each other in Japanese, but the subtitles are there. And she's like, sorry, I came all this way. Sorry, did I interrupt anything important? Sarray, I need to find a tag team partner for tonight. I just wanted to know if you're in. And Sarray turns around, she's like, huh? And then Dio's like, teaming with Kyrie against Sasha Banks and Rhea Ripley would be great training for all of us involved here in My Wrestling Academia. So Sarray, I say you go and team with Kyrie tonight. And Sensei's like, do us proud. And she's like, I will. And then her and Kyrie leave. So I guess Kyrie's found her tag team partner. It'll be Kyrie Sane and Sarray teaming up in that three-way tag match. We then get Santana walking back through when the LWO walk up to him, and Ray's like, I'm sorry. Sorry. Like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Jorge Santana. And you know who sent me. And then Conan walks into frame like, hey, Ray! And him and Ray sort of like dab it up. And he's like, you know, I always said that I had your back, amigo. And Ray's like, yes, K-Dog, you know, my best friend. He goes, now that, you know, my company and WWE are together, I'm here to have your back whenever you need it. And Ray's like, I appreciate it, but this business with my son doesn't concern you. It doesn't concern the rest of the LWO. And then Conan's like, no, I agree. You should go fight Dom. You should go beat Dom's ass once again, alone. Because this is Mysterio family business. Don't worry about these guys. I'll look after these guys. You, Ray, go and beat your son's ass. And Ray's like, I will, guys. See you soon. And then Ray walks off. And then I imagine the LWO have sort of been palmed off on Conan. With Jorge Santana also involved in the group. 59 rated match. Again, AJ mid-match, but again, funny story behind it that I can explain at a later date. AJ wins 505 against Connie Ortiz. She's, remember her from the Next Gen Breakout Tournament on Heat. She's a young Hispanic-American girl who's like the same age as Roxy and Cora. So it's like she probably also grew up being inspired by AJ. So AJ can beat her. 77 for AJ, 37 for Connie. After the match, AJ gets the mic and she goes, wow, another rip-off AJ Lee defeated. Laying here down at my feet, but yet nobody, no thanking me, no saying, oh my god, AJ, I'm where I am because of you, because I am the revolution. Okay? You can credit whatever horsewomen you want to credit. I am the revolution. There'd be no women's revolution without me, because I had the balls to say things that nobody else had the balls to say. Yeah, I know you've heard that line before, huh? So, Roxy, this little title you're holding that wouldn't exist if it wasn't for me, it's gonna finally come home to mommy. The mother of the revolution gets to hold the championship that's only around because of the revolution. And then AJ's jumped from behind by a crazed Roxanne Perez. Roxy like jumps on her, starts like punching her, and then AJ and Roxy just sort of like brawl. Two crazy women trying to rip each other's hair out and shit. And then security pull them apart. They're like trying to kick each other. Their legs are flaying in the air. And yeah, Sunday, AJ and Roxy for the Liberty title. We then get, speaking of Sunday, Kathy Cool has her guests, which are Danny, Jordan, and Liam and Skylar. And she's like, ladies, you know, Jordan, you had a championship match a couple of months ago, but as a trio, your biggest match coming up this Sunday at Evolution when you take on the Royal Dynasty, your former leaders, Charlotte Flair. And Danny's like, well, a lot of people before Starrcade had ridden me off, and then I proved that I could hang with Charlotte. And at Evolution, all three of us are going to prove that Charlotte made a mistake. She hitched her wagon to the wrong horse because Ariana and Ava have second-generation blood. I guess that makes them better than us. Well, there's one thing they don't have, and that's heart and determination like we do. So Charlotte, bring your new little daughters, because we're going to remind you why you made the mistake, not us. And then Sasha walks in. She goes, great speech. And quite frankly, Charlotte needs humbling yet again at Evolution, so I'm pulling for you three. But, and she looks at Jordan, she's like, at Money in the Bank, you had my back. We bonded over how much we both hated Charlotte. So tonight, me and you, we're running it back in a tag match. And Jordan's like, fine, yes, I'm in, Sasha, let's go. So it's Sasha Banks and Danny Jordan against Kyrie and Saray against Rhea Ripley and whoever she finds. We then see Bianca. She's leaving. She's on the phone to Ted. She's like, I know. You see, hon, the people are here. They're asking where you are. You're gonna have to show up eventually. I guess I know that, but come on, you can't hide forever, Tez. Come on. But anyway, I'm off to Patty this Sunday to become Queen of the Ring, and then she's all like bumps into somebody, and she's like, you know what, I'll call you back. And then the camera pans and Minoru Suzuki's there just glaring at her, and the rest of Ichiban walk in. And she's like, hey guys, how can I help you? She just goes like, where is Ford? Dan goes, funny story about that. I was actually just on the phone to him, and he says that he's not here tonight, but next week he's gonna either make us Satomura or like squares up to Bianca. He's like, if he's not here, he can't get the beating he deserves. I'll just have to give it to you instead. And Bianca's like, fuck me, guess I'm staying here. Guess I've got a match tonight. Bianca Belair and Meiko Satomura one-on-one later on tonight. Oh my goodness. Baron Corbin gets a 90 rated match. Him and Sheamus have a fucking banger for the IC title. Goes 30 minutes and 6, and of course Sheamus does retain. He pins him with a bro kick to make defense number 2 of the IC title. 82 for Sheamus, 80 for Baron Corbin. And yeah, Jeff Jarrett did some good work at ringside. But then after the match, Sheamus and Ridge the Fridge are both jumped by the entire Planet Jarrett. You know, Corbin, Double J, the Good Brothers, Cameron Grimes, all out there beating him up. And then Jarrett gets in the ring, the Good Brothers hold Sheamus up, and he goes to deliver a guitar shot to the head. Cheers! When out storms Chad Gable and Annie Ogogo rush to the ring, and they're like, Double J's like, great, you know, more people who hate Sheamus, it's time to beat him up. And then he holds, he's like, you know, Ogogo, knock him out. And Gable goes, he looks at Anthony Ogogo and he goes, yeah, Anthony, knock him out. And Ogogo, he clenches his fist up, and then he turns and he knocks out Jeff Jarrett. And then Planet Jarrett are confused. Gable grabs the ankle of Carl Anderson. Ogogo slams down Gallows. Sheamus bro kicks Baron Corbin. And Chad Gable has come to the aid of Sheamus. Sheamus looks on confused, and Gable just sort of gives him a nod. And then they both leave. And Sheamus just watches Gable and Ogogo leave with Ridge by his side, and they're like, what the fuck? We then get back to the Titus World Record Studio. Like, imagine it was like filmed earlier today, and it was like really early. It's like, why is Elias waking us up this early in the morning? I don't know. So he says he has something really important to show us. And Elias walks in. He goes, guys, you'll never guess what. And he pulls out the 24/7 title. He goes, I got it. And then there's a big cheer. And he goes, finally, truth you can get your baby back and we can get our mojo back here at Titus World Records. And she's like, well, what are you doing, dog? Hand it over. Elias goes, huh? He goes, where's my baby? Give me my baby back. Elias goes, give? I won this title, Truth. And he's like, yeah, well, the agreement was that you get the title back, and so Truth can get the title back, and you were our best trying to gain the title back, and we got it back. Elias goes, no, I won this. It's my championship. I won it for the group. I didn't win it for Truth. He's like, oh, what do you mean you didn't win it for me? It's my baby. He's like, well, if you want it so much, come and get it. And then Truth's like, whoa, okay. There appears to be a bit of an issue here. We're trying to fight within Titus World Records, okay? So, Elias, good job getting the title back. Truth, we'll work something out. But we can't, Elias, if you're going to be a part of Titus World Records, you can't keep instigating things like this. Well, I was like, instigating? I won the goddamn... whatever. Yes, Titus. For Titus World Records. And he goes, ahem. And then Elias shakes, for Titus World Records. He goes, attaboy. We then catch up with Sheamus and Gable. I do this angle a lot. They're walking through the hallway. I've literally already done it on this show with Santana. But Gable and Ogogo walking down the hallway, and Sheamus on Ridge catch up. He's like, oi, Gable. And he turns around and goes, what's the crack? What was all that about? Why'd you help us? And Gable goes, as Intercontinental Champion, it was my honor and my duty to provide and be a fighting champion. And Sheamus, you won that title fair and square. To see that title fall into the hands of someone like Jeff Jarrett or Baron Corbin, I just couldn't let that happen. So, I guess, truce? And Sheamus just laughs. He's like, sure thing, fella. For now. And Gable and Go walk off. 83, that's actually pretty good. Christian and Ludwig Kaiser. And Christian's out here by himself. Of course, Ludwig has got Imperium with him. And it is the numbers game that eventually costs Christian because Vinci does cheat to help Ludwig pick up the win in 14 minutes 27 with a Regal Plex. 74 for Christian, 77 for Ludwig, and the match gets an 83. And yeah, a big win ahead of Christian's next match against Ludwig. Not against Ludwig, against Giovanni Vinci in Rome at King of the Ring. And then after the match, Imperium just attack him. Imperium bomb, and Gunther hits a power bomb and all sorts. And then they stand tall over Christian. No help. Then see Charlotte and the Royal Dynasty's like, can you believe that Jordan and Aaliyah and Skylar, like who even are they? Okay, nobody would know who they are. They probably wouldn't even be around anymore if it wasn't for me. Yet they think that I'm the one who made a mistake by getting rid of them and creating this dynasty. Okay, this second generation dynasty that's going to carry the women's division into the future. That future doesn't contain Danny Jordan, Aaliyah, or Skylar, and I'm going to teach them that at Evolution. Okay, and then it all goes tense as Rhea Ripley walks in, and her and Charlotte just have a stare down for like 5 seconds. She's like, good evening, and Rhea's like, shut up. Just listen to me, okay? I'm the champion, uncrowned. I deliver the orders here. Now, you do as I say, and we'll win tonight. Stand in my corner, and when I want tagging in, tag me in. When I want to tag out, tag in. And I was like, you're not the boss of me. If you want me to be your partner, I mean, I understand that because I'm the greatest women's wrestler of all time, but it's a tag team. It is not a Charlotte and Jordan situation. It's a Charlotte and Ava and Ariana situation where we are a team. There's not one leader and one deputy. I think it's like, there will be if you don't listen to me. And Rhea just walks out and Charlotte goes, well, way to convince me, but sure, I'm in. 81. Bianca gets a nice warm-up win over Meiko Satomura ahead of Queen of the Ring. She beats her in 10:50 with the KOD. 90 for Bianca, 51 for Meiko. And yeah, pretty good match. You know, Meiko's not got much popularity, that's why she's only scoring 51s. But yeah. Speaking of women, we then cut to Tatum and Ivy backstage. Just chatting about this Sunday, you know. J-Flow have been like one of the top, well not top, but they've been a staple of the women's tag team division for 3 years now. And defend the title against them at Evolution, you know. Evolution 5, this big celebration of women's wrestling history here in WWE. It's going to be fun. So how about on Heat, they're going to get a pair of singles matches. It's going to be Ivy Nile against Mizuki and Marika against Tam. Or Marika against Tatum. The two that aren't Tam and Mina. Because Tam and Mina are getting the tag title match. And then Maki's injured. So it's the other two, yeah. Mizuki and Marika. 2 singles matches for Heat. Yeah. And then that's about it. They just chill and chat. Speaking of chilling and chatting, DIY. They are backstage. And they go, you know, Johnny, I think it's time that we take our focus once again on those tag team championships, okay? AJ Styles and Finn Balor, okay, we've got those guys' numbers. We can beat those guys. We've been a tag team for longer than those guys have been a tag team, okay? And I know there's a lot of competition to be the best tag team on Raw, but I'd say we're it. And then we just hear laugh and go, oh, really, do you? Then walk Ricochet and Bronson Reed. I'm like, well, you know, you two certainly are great, but you're no Cyclone. Let's be real here. And AJ and Finn walk in like, well, I think you'll find that with these titles over our shoulder, we are the number 1 tag team here on Raw, and that's an objective fact. And when we beat Path of the Dragon at King of the Ring, who knows, maybe one of you two will be the next in line for the titles. And then Ziggler and Humberto also walk in, and they're like, we may not have the championships right now, but we're getting them back this Saturday night. Because we are the top tag team here on Raw. The tag match gets a 78. All that build for a match this mid. Charlotte and Rhea don't click. I knew that because it warned me, but she'd pick Charlotte anyway, and I guess that plays into the story because I imagine Charlotte and Rhea would not coexist. And it does end with Sasha and Danny Jordan pick up the win when Sasha pins Saray with that interest rate. 80 for Jordan, 92 for Sasha, 68 for Saray, 89 for Kyrie, 80 for Charlotte, and 84 for Rhea Ripley. And yeah, you know, just a fun show long angle of everyone finding their partners. And it is Sasha and Jordan who pick up the win. Saray was obviously the one I looked at here as the one who could take the fall, because everyone else is booked for Revolution. But next week, it's a post-pay-per-view episode, so we don't actually know that much yet for next week, but we have just heard this. It will be an 8-man tag team match. Sheamus, Chad Gable, Anthony Ogogo, Ridge Holland. What a collection. Who would have thought this would be a team a month ago? But they will team up to take on Planet Jarrett's Jeff Jarrett, Baron Corbin, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson in an 8-man tag team match. An 84 rated main event. It is what it is, I guess. And Aleister Black does defeat Drew McIntyre in 20 minutes 28 for a Black Mass. Drew, of course, I imagine still has a leg injury. The one that Aleister Black caused last week ahead of Drew's King of the Ring match of Randy. And that's what, again, leads to his downfall. I imagine his leg gives out on him and he gets clocked with a Black Mass. And Aleister Black picks up the win. Big win. Massive win ahead of his title match this Saturday. 87 for Drew and 84 for Aleister. And then after the match, Aleister Black, he's going to do more damage. He does that thing where like he puts his foot under the guy's chin. He's going to lift Drew up and hit another Black Mass. Bang, bang. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Out rushes Cody. Cody cutter. Suit jacket comes off. He goes to hit a crossroads on Aleister. But then Aleister like spits mist in his face or something. And then Cody's been blinded. And Cody gets struck with a Black Mass. And Aleister Black, I guess the final scene is him sat down, like, in front of Cody, with the belt just in his hands. with Cody down on the floor. Drew McIntyre, I guess, also down on the floor still. And yeah, that ends the show. 90 rated show, pretty good. And that's Raw's last stop on the road to King of the Ring and Evolution, 2 shows I am very excited for. But we have to get through Heat first to get there. A very simple Heat this week because, you know, we pretty much built all the feuds towards the pay-per-view. But we do kick off with the first of the 2 J-Flow versus Ivy and Pax matches. Ivy Nile defeats Mizuki in 10:33 by submission. 60 for Ivy, 66 for Mizuki. And yeah, nice win. We then get the next match, which is Tatum Paxley against Marika. Gets a 63. Pax wins this one because, of course, these 2 aren't the 2 in the title match. I'm not having them win. So yeah, Tatum Paxley beats Marika with a Paxplex in 9 minutes 12. 67 for Tatum Paxley, 66 for Marika. And yeah, the 2 other members of J-Flow, being Mina and Tam, will look to wrestle the tag team titles away from Tatum and Ivy this Sunday in Paris. We then get a 73 rated match. It's Zelina Vega taking on Deonna Purrazzo, and Zelina, I felt, needed a win. So I have her beat Deonna here. And yeah, 61 for Deonna, 76 for Zelina Vega. And yeah, they've got pretty good chemistry. That's important to know, because that's quite a fun match I could run back at any point. And then the main event, ahead of Queen of the Ring, Carmella and Shayna are here. And Shayna's getting a win ahead of Queen of the Ring, where they beat Nightlight. Shayna submits Shantae with a Kirifuda clutch. 76 for Shayna, 56 for Carmella, 73 for Naomi, and a 42 for Shantae. And that ends a very quick Heat. And that ends the go-home episodes of Raw and Heat before the pay-per-views. Do let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for episode 386, which is the go-home show for SmackDown. See you then.